Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Sarah, also known as LaughLoveLangella, and in today's video we're going to be doing a super short and sweet one. We're going to head out to Home Goods, check out what new everyday decor items they have out. I always notice when they are really stocking the shelves for fall and Christmas, you'll see a lot more of their everyday decor also popping in, and you can find some really awesome staple pieces that you can use all year round, but not at a designer price. That's what I love so much about Home Goods. They have so many look for less options and just really a great selection available. It is a lot like thrifting, so if you see something twice, you're actually really lucky. But we're gonna take a look at what they have there, and then I did actually pick up a large pot from them that I want to distress myself. I saw Evelyn Hernandez's video. I will talk more about it later, but if you're looking to DIY your own, I will have her video linked down below for you guys. I did want to say a quick thank you to everyone that checked in on us after the hurricane. We are in the Charlotte area, and thankfully we did not get a fraction of what other areas did. Western North Carolina absolutely got slammed by it. I know there's parts of South Carolina too, Florida. It was a hurricane that really just showed up and showed us all what nature can do, and it's so devastating. If you guys are impacted by it, I hope that you are all safe and okay now, but we will be keeping you guys in our thoughts and prayers during this time. I hope all of you will for those impacted too, but let's head out to Home Goods and take a look at their everyday decor. So heading into Home Goods, today we are just going to be focusing on decor items, really vessels, pots, trays, bowls, mainly the vessels and pots though. They have a lot of really great neutral everyday base options that you can integrate throughout your home. I love the stone bowls and trays that they have. They can get a little bit pricey, but in comparison to designer sites, it is still a fraction of the price. This beige handled pot is such a good find. It's a great size too, that you could use it in a lot of different areas of your home. But I just love their everyday options. They are so easy to be able to switch out fillers from season to season or floral stems, and can really make an impact in any space. They also have a really great selection of large scale pots. These could easily be used for faux trees or shrubs. Also, really great option for upcoming Christmas decorating. I actually grabbed this taller handled one, and later in the video I'm going to be doing a little DIY to it to give it a more aged look. Another great thing to keep an eye out for at Home Goods are their coffee table books. They have so many different ones to choose from, and generally speaking, the prices are at least a few dollars cheaper, if not more, from Amazon. But you can find a ton of different ones, home decor ones. They have ones on music, flowers, all sorts of things. I absolutely loved the texture of this bowl. It reminded me of coral, concrete, a little more coastal. And then these glass beads are such a pretty option if you love that coastal vibe. They do have other colors too. This was just the most recent one that I had seen. this vase is a near identical shape to one that's found at McGee & Co. for triple the price. A simple paint DIY can make this look so much more like the designer one, but at a fraction of the price. I was so excited to see this huge stack of wood bowls here. This is something that you would easily find antique shopping as well, so it's fun to be able to source it at Home Goods too at a very reasonable price. I loved the edge details of this larger bowl. This was only $24.99, and I did love the different shape of the squared one too. This is the pot that I ended up grabbing. Again, we're going to be DIYing this to give it a more aged look. So this is the vase I ended up picking out, like I mentioned. It is so incredibly big and heavy too. It's definitely not cheap by any means. This was $60 from Home Goods. However, if you go antique shopping and try to find something of this scale and shape and everything, you're well over 100, 150, probably closer to 200, honestly, to get something kind of like this. So I am actually going to be making it more of a vintage inspired look. I'm going to do my best to make it not look DIY. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna start off with a good base coat and then just kind of build it from there with various paints. I also have some antiquing wax that I could use as well. So there's so many different things you can do to distress a pot like this, but I knew I wanted to have a fun moment with a small Christmas tree, and this was going to be perfect for it. So to transform this, I grabbed a bunch of different paint options from Michaels. Be sure to grab matte paints if you are able to. It'll just give it a nicer finish without any sheen. I did mention earlier, and I will mention again, Evelyn Hernandez has a great video sharing a few different ways to do DIY aged vessels. So if you are looking to facelift one of your own and want some different ideas inspiration wise, I will have her video linked down below. But what I'm going to be doing is just starting off with a base coat of one color. I'm not trying to manipulate the pot anyway. I just want to cover what's already there for now. Now, a super easy way to add texture to your vase is actually to add baking soda to your paint. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. Just keep in mind the more you add, the thicker the paint is. So I like to do enough that it's still very easy to work with, but it'll still give that very slight texture on the surface of whatever I'm painting. Now, to help build that next layer of depth for the vase, we're going to add in some of the darker and lighter color tones of paint. In Evelyn's video, she actually wet a paper towel and then dabbed that in the paint and layered the other paint colors on top of it while it was still wet, so that way they would actually blend into each other better. I did find that this worked for me. I struggled a little bit. Maybe it's because this vase was just so enormous that the surface area was so big, but definitely do trial and error, see what works best for you. I actually tried a few different things after the paper towel as well, and overall it all really came together nicely. So the technique that I liked the best for this was actually taking a kitchen sponge, getting it a little damp, and stamping it in the different paints. And what I did was I would put a little bit of the darker color and the lighter, and then take that base color that I use and go over top of it to help kind of dull out some of the areas, but not all of them. And I am happy with how it looks. You just have to be careful that you're not taking the actual like edge of the sponge, or more so the middle, so that you don't get lines like I did there. But I think it turned out pretty good. Now, just to add that slight deeper depth to this, I'm going to go in with this antiquing wax around the natural rims where you would find more of that distressing, more of a dirt patina buildup for an aged vessel. And then I'm also going to take that sponge that I use across the surface to just help blend the lines so that there are no harsh edges on them. And the very last step, I'm going to take a dry sponge, dab the excess antiquing wax on a paper towel, and then go over the vessel very delicately to just add that very dark hint without overpowering it. And here's a reminder of where we started off with this handled pot straight off the shelf from Home Goods. And here is how the DIY turned out. I really love how it came together, and I like the depth that I was able to achieve. I might live with it for a little bit and tweak it, but let me know in the comments below how I did. So that is going to wrap up today's video, friends. I sure hope you enjoyed seeing some of the new items that Home Goods brought out, and then the transformation that this pot took place. Just adding a little bit of paint and some elbow grease can really make a difference in an item. It's also a really great way if you have a vase or a vessel that has a really great shape, but maybe the color isn't what you prefer it to be. Just try to DIY a little bit. At the end of the day, it's only paint. You can paint it again. It's not gonna harm you, but you might be able to give some new life to a piece that way and be able to enjoy it all over again. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be doing a fall redecorating in our primary bedroom next, and then there will be another Christmas shop with me video, so get ready for it. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today, and I will see you in my next video, friends. Bye.